Welcome. This is Crimey Queen. If you are joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. Okay, we are continuing our presentations on number 10. Now, I had just done a presentation on Peter. I think that might be the third or so. I hadn't kept tabs on that. But on Peter, on you I will build my rock. That's what I said. But I double check and the scripture says, upon this rock I will build my church. Now there are various versions to that, of course. Each gospel, meaning Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, have slight variations to the same story, but I'm not quite sure which one. I think this is Matthew. And I like to quote Matthew because he is the taxpayer. And I think that if I don't get things right, Matthew might just stamp me a higher bill than necessary. Okay, so anyway, but I just thought I would make it clear that instead of saying upon you, it's on this rock, I will build my church. That's what, according to the scriptures, the word of Christ said. But what happened is, I just want to just get this right. The word this, THIS, upon this. I like the word this because it has got the is at the end, which tells us this is, whatever is. The is implicit 10. 10, that 0 and that 1, which is that curve and the whole, and then there's that rigid. So it's showing us perhaps the same thing, but two aspects of the same thing. Its rigid side and its soft side. It's as though it were a coin, the head and the tail. So, and the word this, of course, starts with 2 and 8, 9, 1. That equals 20. And that is simply what I wanted to clarify. So, that equals 20, just as though it were rock. So there we see, again with Emmett Fox, when he says nothing comes into your consciousness unless it finds something like itself on which to attach itself to. So this rock, upon this rock, I will build my church. So we see that the 2 and the 2 are really in unison. So that is again showing the harmonious multiplication or gel or bond between that two thing which we are seeking to manifest, which we are wanting to happen. So there, for instance, when Christ used those words, upon you, Peter, I say, upon you, or upon this rock, I will build my church. Of course, the other scriptures seem to really show it very much that Peter is the rock. That is what we have bought into. That is what we have used. But I just would like to emphasize that the word this also equals that too. 2 in numerology, of course, it's 20. But that falls also in direct correlation with the word south, which is where we tend to plant. Because south, when we do the numerical value for south, SOUTH, this is 8, 2, 3, 6, 1. When we add this is 10, and this is 13, and 6, 19, and 1, 20. So again, like I have said before, this is where we plant. We are planting it in 20, in the 2. There, the plant or the seed meets with the ground, meets with the soil, and so we are planting here. There is harmony. That's what the rock was doing. And that is the sort of relationship that Christ had found himself with Peter, hence he could convey or wanting to establish that same formula, because everything breeds after its kind. So, of course, when we learn about the parable with Christ teaching, if you plant things on shallow soil, it will sprout very quickly and perhaps die very quickly too, because there's not enough ground to hold it in. And of course, there's the other aspect. If it was good ground, it would, of course, find deep root and eventually bring forth good fruits. So we are just using that analogy here. With salt, that is what we expect to be doing. And here with the word rock would also seem like Peter had the characteristic that no matter what soil, that perhaps he had that characteristic of a cactus. And of course, cactus, there's many species of cactus. And I am thinking now that cactus come to mind, that you get edible cactus as well. There are times we could have there were fruits or flowers of the cactus that we ate. When I was a child, we did that. Nice pink ones. Don't know what they're called. But some cactus, they grow very tall. And others, of course, stay a bit low, but they are still very pretty. But what we know with all cactus, I have not come across a cactus that has not got prickles. So perhaps there was a very precise formula or structure or element that Peter had possessed that really would have that image of what perhaps a church really should be, that it is not only smooth, but it has got prickly aspects as well. Hence, it's very evident of today's churches anyway that, well, need I say more? But it's really saying that, of course, the church has got all aspects to it. It has that gentleness, that smoothness. It is robust. It is vibrant, it is colorful, it is strong, it can grow tall. It's also prickly, of course, because it needs to protect itself. Now I understand the aspect of the prickles. Okay, well, on that note, I'm going to just keep this presentation on this and close on this point, because I think that really gives us a clear message why Peter was the rock of the church. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found it insightful. Please feel free to leave your comments, likes, and subscribe. Okay, and of course, remember we are on a journey, so we are planting new seeds. Do share, as I say, because this is how we do it. We share to actualizing self-full love. Stay blessed, stay bright, be a field. Okay, and stay ignited. Namaste.